What is Electroneum?
Let's get into it.
So today, guys, we are going to take a look at Electroneum. What is Electroneum and what makes it so fantastic? As we get into this video, guys, if you do find it useful and informative, hit that like button. We both really do appreciate it. And of course, if you're new to the channel and you would like to stay up to date with absolutely everything we do here, those new cryptocurrencies, those hidden gems, technical analysis and news, then do consider subscribing to the channel. By subscribing, you'll be kept up to date with absolutely everything we do here at Cheeky Crypto. It is free and you'll stay well informed, so why not? And Chris, anything else you would like to add before we jump on down to the desktop and start getting into what makes Electroneum so useful?
Yeah, just let us know what you think of this project. Yeah, really interested to know.
Fantastic. Right, let's get on into it.
Let's do it.
Right, so Electroneum, or ETN as the ticker is called, is a digital smartphone cryptocurrency that has attracted so many potential users ever since its launch. It was first introduced by the US, but it quickly sets its feet in the market as a British Bitcoin profit official app, and various other platforms started using it. So it is an interesting piece. And while other currencies got their stance slowly, the use of Electroneum spread fast. It is known as one of the most useful currencies, but why is it so useful? Let's get into what's going on here. So convenience, Chris, and ease of use has to be one of those fantastic things that come alongside Electroneum. So as we highlighted earlier, Electroneum is a mobile-based cryptocurrency, and so therefore it's quite easy to use. You don't need any fancy hardware or any special servers, terminals, or anything fancy in order to really utilize it or trade it. You just need a mobile phone, and that is enough, right? And that's one of the things that's really interesting about this particular cryptocurrency and this project all around, is you can also earn free coins using their application on iOS or Android. Thus, you can bring the financial system, online buying and selling, trading of cryptocurrency, all to your phone. And that's a pretty powerful tool, wouldn't you say, Chris?
Yeah, it sounds very, very good, Nick.
So moreover, Electroneum is a user-friendly application where you can make ETN currency trading smoothly. You can check your balance, mine your coins, make transactions, and all that kind of good stuff. So, it is definitely something that you might want to pay attention to. And a patent pending instant payment system. So ETN went ahead of Bitcoin with its patent pending instant payment system. Previously, the cryptocurrencies launched before it, like Bitcoin, needed up to an hour to completely process the transaction through blockchains. However, ETN made these transactions rapid over the blockchain. It is an electronic peer-to-peer cash system that transfers instantly, whether it is local or global transactions. So just 2 seconds are required to process your payment. So it's incredibly fast for that finality. It is very useful for cooperations, especially because they do not need to hire a blockchain engineer for the remittance of ETN. To fully elaborate the functions of ETN, suppose a buyer sends ETN to some sellers for goods. The application checks if the sender has the required amount. Then it reserves this amount so it cannot be used again. This gives instant confirmation to both parties that the payment has been made successfully. So a pretty slick, smooth system. Astonishing growth though, Chris. Do you want to talk a little bit around the growth that Electroneum have had?
So yeah, I mean, they're doing all sorts of different things with like the app. So things around parking at airports, and you could imagine how much sort of revenue that could generate, alone by itself. So there's so much. I believe they're even doing stuff like around education, Nick. I think it's called Task School, where people can just learn new skills from their phone, which I think is just remarkable. So for me, you've got all the being able to I guess bank the unbanked with an app, being able to send cryptocurrency to one another. I think, there's lots of good that this project's doing. I just, I don't see many people talking about it. Do you?
No, and it is astonishing growth. I mean, at this point, at the point, I guess, it was also addressed that in the introduction, that as compared to other cryptocurrencies, ETN made its way through the market really quickly, unlike previous cryptocurrencies. It took 5 years for Bitcoin to reach its first million real users, whereas ETN has established over 3 million legitimate users in just 3 years. So ETN, even ranks at number 4 for website activity, which according to Alexa is an important scale to measure the real usage of a cryptocurrency. Thus, it is the fastest growing cryptocurrency after Bitcoin. So a pretty astonishing amount of growth has happened. But of course, it's not just local, it is true global usage. A currency that grew so rapidly has its foot in every country. The currency has or can be used in most parts of the world and has the same functionalities everywhere. It is the only cryptocurrency that allows users to top up their data and airtime in 140 plus countries. Furthermore, it has electricity top-ups in 4 African nations, and obviously, Chris, there's loads going on with Africa. We talk about it all the time on the Cardano channel, and that's a pretty major player here. It appears that being able to pay for your electricity via Electroneum and use those top-ups in 4 African nations is a pretty big milestone. And millions of blockchain transactions have been completed by this currency, including 300,000 plus app-to-app transfers and 200,000 plus airtime and data top-ups. Thus, it is a widely used cryptocurrency. So, enablement is also something that we have to talk about with this particular currency. ETN is known as the enablement currency, which means its objective is to provide an easy-to-use medium of exchange to the unbanked that Chris was talking about earlier. Citizens of the world, right? So these unbanked citizens are, usually in some of those third world countries or, underdeveloped countries, but nonetheless, these are in those hard to reach areas where ultimately, internet connections are usually hard to come by, and maybe the infrastructure of putting banking in there is just far too costly that ultimately the banking sector just has not bothered. So banking these unbanked individuals around the world is a truly meaningful task, and there's loads of different cryptocurrencies pursuing this, and it goes to show here that Electroneum is also on that frontier as well. So the currency was not only made by keeping in mind the 2.2 million smartphone users, but it also targets the citizens of underprivileged currencies, especially Africa, who do not have access to modern banking facilities. So that's a pretty important thing to not forget as well. But let's get to the conclusion, Chris. Ultimately, there are various currencies, cryptocurrencies, in the market at present, and each has its pros and cons. However, ETN is rolling in the market these days. Thus, if you are working your way into the crypto market or the cryptocurrency market, you can start with ETN. However, you must do complete research about its current pricing, the trends, and future expectations before you invest in it. Always do your own research. You cannot substitute your own research with 1, 2, or 3 different influencers. It's important that you do that yourself. And if quickly, Chris, we actually jump on over to the Electroneum charts here within CoinMarketCap, we can see this thing is currently trading at 1.9 cent. There are 17.8 billion coins in circulation supply, and the market cap at this point in time, Chris, is $356 million. There are a maximum supply of 21 billion, and will never be exceeded. So therefore, there is a cap to that thing, and ultimately 17.8 billion out there is a large chunk for a project like this, but it is being widely used, and that's a pretty positive sign. In previous years, Chris, because this has been around for a while, the previous bull run, this rose quite nicely. I'm just going to see if I can shoot this down a little bit to zone right into that high point, which was 18.1 cent. So it has some significant potential to potentially, get to at least its all-time high and beyond. So that's definitely something to be paying attention to. But Chris, is there anything else that you would like to add on Electroneum at this point?
Well, they're based in the UK, Nick. I don't know if you knew that, in Maidstone, Kent. So, it's interesting to know. I've looked through the team. I think there's around 49 employees there. They're not, all directly employees as such. Some are investors and have other roles. But at large, they have a really good team technically, with experience in blockchain. So, I like that when I look at a team. So I feel very comfortable with the team and that side of things. I mean, we do have to say, Nick, we're not, this isn't one we're invested in currently, but, it's one that I'll be definitely keeping an eye on. I kind of feel like I want to see a little bit more in partnerships and stuff like that, and the marketing, because, we're in this space and, we've heard about it through viewers, but we haven't really seen anything else about it. And there is lots of players in Africa, as we've mentioned previously. You've got SingularityNet, Cardano, Stellar, just to drop a few names. There's many more. So yeah, it's one of those. It's going to be will start to get crowded in Africa, I kind of feel.
Very competitive. Guys, if you found this video useful and informative, hit that like button. We both really do appreciate that. And of course, if you're new to the channel and you want to stay up to date with these new cryptocurrencies and hidden gems that we talk about here, then do consider subscribing to the channel. By subscribing, you'll be kept up to date with absolutely everything we do here at Cheeky Crypto. It is free and you'll stay well informed, so why not? And of course, if you hit that bell notification, you'll get all those juicy notifications and you'll never miss a thing. Chris, with all that said and done, we hope everyone has a fantastic day and we'll catch you all in the next one.
Yeah, take care.